Who the hell is this guy? What's he want? Where's he come from? After every soldier I have with him and he kicks their ass. Outman. Outgunned. And he walks away clean. With my money. Now what are y'all gonna do about that?
Turn us loose, Tuna.
Let us do what we do.
What's up, Rippaverse family? It's Dean Kane here, and I'll be voicing the Horsemen for the upcoming Rippaverse animations. That's right. Look, this is a completely independent venture, and we want to see it through. Okay, well-produced, solid Western animation desperately needs to return to form. Definitely need it. The Rippaverse has a team that's prepared to consistently release episodic content. They are prepared. The Horsemen would be a great start. So please help us make it happen. Head over to Rippaverse.com and become a member for as little as $5. Appreciate you.
Hey guys, I'm Eric July, the founder and owner of the Rippaverse. And now, The Horsemen Welcome to Flores Park by Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett is up for pre-order. This is one of our most highly anticipated comic books, and I know you're going to enjoy it. But not only did the animation you just watched serve as the trailer for the book, it also is the pilot. Let me take some time to explain. We've done several animated trailers since the launch of Rippaverse Studios. During that period of time, we were familiarizing ourselves with the industry while also building our creative team. Our animations consistently improved, and we now believe that we have the foundation to take things to the next level. Simply put, we want to have an animated universe with long-form content. This animated universe will not simply exist on its own. It'd be an extension of the comics with accurate adaptations specifically made to fit the animated format. But this isn't a pilot meant to shop this around in hopes that some mega corporation will pay us to pick it up and then, run it into the ground. This is more of a proof of concept for the audience in hopes that you like what you see, so we can do this independently. As you see, our quality is top notch, and if we have the time and resources to produce, we can create awesome competitive content for your enjoyment. Horseman would be a great starting point, voiced by the legendary Dean Kane. That said, animation is much different from comics when it comes to production. It takes a bigger team to produce, and of course, it's far more expensive. And getting a financial return from it is a different animal, especially in this digital age. With a comic, we can create and sell the physical copies, which dominate the market. With animated content, it's far more difficult to get that return. You'd have to invest a lot in it before you ever have a chance to make that money back. That's why it's far more attractive for people to sell off the rights to a big studio. Doing that is a lot less risky, and of course, they'll just pay you. But here's our plan and pitch. Our long-term goal is to house long-form content on our membership platform at Rippaverse.com. Basically, it'll have a streaming service element. Eventually, once we can justify it, certain works would be distributed on other platforms with hard copies such as Blu-ray. If we ever hit 5,000 paid members of any kind, we'd finish episode number 1 of The Horseman. It'd have at least a 10-minute runtime. We'd release that on our social media platforms so most people can view it in hopes that it would invite newbies to become members. Once we hit 10,000 total members, we commit to completing the first season of The Horseman, which would be housed exclusively on our platform. Right now, the comics and merchandise pay for the comic books. That'll always remain our primary focus. The memberships, which come with awesome perks, we hope to be what funds Rippaverse Studios projects. I love to keep our animators busy and build Rippaverse Studios to be the next big indie producer. So head over to Rippaverse.com and become a paid member if you want to support this plan. Perks right now include merch and shipping discounts, but we're also doing a membership overhaul. Soon, we will be adding forums so you can nerd out with the fandom. We'll also do plenty of member-only content and streams so we can let you in on the process creatively. The list of perks will continue to grow. So please share this video out to all of your friends and family and become a member over at Rippaverse.com and go pre-order the Horseman Welcome to Flores Park by Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett.
What's up? What's up, y'all? Hope everybody is doing well on a Sunday. Funny thing is, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I forgot about this. Woke up and I'm like, some feels weird, right? And then I found, the reason why it feels weird because I gave myself a note there. I just forgot to kind of follow up on it. That we have 2 collections to close out tonight. So that's a little bit of my apologies. I didn't kind of let people know that we'd be streaming tonight, but we do have 2 collections that are going to be closing tonight. And I'm going to try to stick this stream out for as long as I realistically can. Midnight, man. Cold water. Midnight. Central time, so little over 2 hours. We'll be closing these things down. We have RippaZine issue number 2 that's going to be closing down. We have the summer collection, which is going to be closing down as well. Both of them have already been shipping. Okay, so you guys have already got your items. For one, I'm actually rocking my ISOM tank right now. So you guys have got them. I've seen some of the videos and pictures that you guys have been sharing around on social media, showing all the love and support. I love to see that stuff out there in the wild. And I don't know where we're going to go, but RippaZine issue number 2 could hit 7,000 books sold by the end of the night. We will see as we close this thing down. Share this link out. Thumbs the video up. I do appreciate all of y'all hanging out with me. There's actually some edits that I need to put on the actual video. Hold on just a second. Or stream, excuse me. I got so many tabs and not enough monitors here. There we go. That's the problem. All right. So let's just talk about both of these collections. I'll be updating you guys on the numbers throughout the day. Starting with the the summer collection. Again, these had already been shipping. To close out this summer, you can get 3 tank tops that we have available for you all. We have the Catch Street ISOM theme, Yaira themed, and the Alpha Core themed tank tops. We also have our first pair right here of Rippaverse shorts. So you can grab those as well. Go ahead and rock them while you're working out. If you live in the South like I do, or like more or less the deep South, then it's not gonna get cold anytime soon. So we'll be still rocking these tanks going into October. That said, you can always go work out in your tanks. Still, of course, if you live in those warmer areas, we got you covered. So go rock those. Go grab those. So you have when they sell out, they sell out. We're going to be moving on to next designs. As you guys know, that's kind of how we do things around here. So we did get plenty. But if a size or 2 does sell out, that's going to be pretty much it. We're going to be running into the next collections that have other merchandise items, shirts, and stuff like that. Okay, so we also have the RippaZine, which introduces Saoirse. I've been seeing some reviews come in, go ahead and do those. Record those reviews. Put them all on social media. Let us know how you feel about the short story that's in there, much like you did with Salvage. We'll be doing a poll as these we close out on these last 2 hours. The RippaZine issue number 2 has is closing in on 7,000 total books sold. It's over 175,000 in total sales. We'll see where this lands. I'm going to be looking on the back end. I'm actually going to look at that right now to see kind of where we're at on some of these numbers as far as some of the items that are selling out. I do know that I believe that Brandon updated some of the what do you call it, inventory that we had, and I'm going to go ahead and go on the back end now to see kind of where we're at on some of this stuff, because I do know that the collector's edition was one of those, not the CGC collector's edition, but the base collector's edition is nearly about to sell out. So let me go try to grab some of those numbers for you. Like I said, I don't have nearly enough monitors, so if I am a little slow on grabbing some of these things, my apologies. I appreciate everybody that is hanging out with me. Thank you all that's been showing love. Everybody been sharing out the Horsemen. Those stonks continue to go up as well. And okay, so I'm going to pull this up. Let me go. We want to look at the RippaZine items. Bam. But yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate you guys sharing everything out. It is awesome. It's been awesome. Okay, so nope, that's the wrong thing. That is not. No, that's the RippaZine. I need to filter that. All right, let's see. Again, I know we were in low stock on the RippaZine collector's edition. I'm assuming that Brandon added those copies. Unless he didn't, and I'll text him just to make sure, because the number that I'm going to tell you guys is, I don't want to be wrong on this. So let me text Brando. All right. I'm going to confirm, because I'm looking on the back end, and guys, all right, he's confirmed that he added what needed to be added. Okay. From our initial stock for the RippaZine issue number 2 collector's edition with Saoirse on the cover, well, she's on both covers, but the solo cover with Kaden White that is full and embossed. Guys, there are only 11 copies left. That's it. 11. So yeah, I probably want to put those orders in like now. Otherwise, you're probably going to miss out. Now, of course, we will have our reserve copies. We have to keep some, because as these orders go out, you got to account for damages. You got to account for lost goods. You got to account for, live events and all that. And as you know, there will be, or maybe, I want to say will, maybe opportunity to grab some of these. Now, me and my internal team has been talking about a way to do those like more often, to put those out into the ether that we have, because how it works, I mean, it's been this way since ISOM 1. Okay. We order what we order to get printed. When you get how it works in printing, for you guys that don't know, maybe this is something that's unfamiliar to you. You go print. If you are generally working with guys that know what they're doing, if you go print, get a bunch of prints, you're gonna have what are called overruns generally. Now, sometimes they can shred those. I'm of the opinion that give us those. Overruns are basically a surplus of copies where they're gonna they printed more than what you actually needed to have sent to you, or what you actually be printed. So you got those, which it's not going to be generally that much, but also we reserve copies because when we put us up something for pre-order, and be it before the pre-order went up or after the pre-order went up, and we then put our actual order in for our prints with our manufacturers, we always obviously sell under how many we actually had printed all together, because if you get, let's say, 1,000 of something printed, you'd be very foolish to put 1,000 of them up for sale. Because what happens if, well, 30 of the copies were damaged, right? And that's when you got them, not in transit when you sent it to the customers. That's when you got them. Let's say they came in and they were damaged, right? So you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So we always sell under what we kind of anticipate to account. Now, generally, we do have some extras because of that. And what we do, what we have done, we've done special sales. We've done, we usually reserve those for like live events. You guys know we do our cons. We go all around the country doing our cons, and we'll have some of those with us. We're trying to figure out if there's going to be a formal way to, no, that's Brandon. That's for one. I don't know if you just text, if you're hearing me. Yeah, you're talking about for one. Okay. So that's another update, guys, for Rippaverse Magazine Collector's Edition. For the first one, the one with salvage, only has 60 left as well. So he's updating me with that. That's why he sent that. Okay, it makes sense. So he's updating me saying, so we got 8 left now with RippaZine number 2, but with RippaZine number 1, the salvage cover, those only have about 60 or so left. But yes, going back to what I was saying, we're trying to figure out a more formal way to do these. Maybe we have a first of the month. This is something that I generally pitched to the team, and I think we feel good about it. Having like a first of the month kind of sale where various items that we have, be it we just, again, maybe a collection and maybe end it. Maybe we again just felt good about putting these out there in the ether because we're between, what do you call it, live events like cons and stuff. So maybe we put those out there that we do have. So we've thought about doing that. Maybe it's like once a month for 24 hours or something like that. Okay, hey, here's CGC copy of Alpha Core. Here is RippaZine number 2. Here's whatever of whatever that we have extra to put those up there, and then moving kind of on to the next month. We thought about doing it maybe that way, so we can, again, because we're like, a lot of our collections are gonna start looking like they do right now, right? Where we have a item that is going to be so low in stock that it's going to sell out, and the items that we have after all of them have went, it's going to be maybe, I don't want to put an exact number on it because I can't. It may be like a handful of copies that are going to actually be left. We're not trying to get those big surplus like what we were doing with ISOM 1 and ISOM 2, and even early on in Alpha Core, because those were, we were operating the business as if we were only going to be putting out books every now and then, but now we're like putting out a book and then we're moving on to the next thing. It doesn't make sense for us to be having all of this, all these goods for an extended period of time, or at least have, it's not the duration. It's not just that. It's more of the quantity. It's not going to make as much sense to do that because we're moving on to the next item. So it's going to look a lot like this. This is how these collections are going to look, where like the last day or so, you're going to have, maybe they sell out like they did with Gooding's collection and like they're about to do with this collection with the collector's edition. So if you do want the collector's edition, you'll have to get the CGC copy, which, let me see how many of those we have. We only have 131 of those. I don't know why I thought we had way more. We only have 131 copies of the RippaZine issue number 2 collector's edition, signed and graded. Okay, I'm gonna actually, I have something important looking at these numbers. Okay, so for the CGC copies, we have a couple of hundred left for the base version, but we only have 131 left for the signed and graded version. looks like here in a little bit, I do anticipate that RippaZine issue number 2 will be selling out for the base version. Excuse me, not the base version, for the collector's version. There's only three copies left, guys. That's it. Three copies left of the RippaZine issue number 2 collectors. That's it. Dog, it is a dog here. What's up, girl? 3 books left for the RippaZine. In the store, you can get the collector's edition of the RippaZine issue number 1, and there were only 60 of those left. Jokingly gives us an update, says there's only 128 books from 7K. Nice. Okay, I'm going to move over to this. Whoops. That's where I'm at. Yeah, perfect. All right. So we're almost at where we're going to hit 7,000 next milestone. You can get the RippaZine issue number 2 two ways. You can just buy it outright for $7, or you can become a member over at Rippaverse.com. You know, we've talked about some of the aspirations that we have. You just watched before the show started or the stream started. Dean Cain talk about what we're going to be doing with him voicing the Horsemen and some of the aspirations that we have there. You can become a member, and that's one of the perks. One of the perks in being a member, no matter what tier, even if it's at the $5 tier, one of the perks is that you end up being able to redeem the RippaZine for no additional cost. It comes with your membership, in other words. Whatever the latest one is. So right now, it's obviously RippaZine number 2. You can grab that, buy it outright if you want, but it does come with your membership. Kara confirms that the tanks look nice on the ladies as well. There you go. So grab those tanks for the summer collection that we are closing out tonight. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, by the way. So yes, RippaZine number 2. $7. You can get the collector's edition for $20, which I'm willing to bet if I go refresh this, the collector's edition has officially sold out. And like I said, you'll have to wait. We'll look at after all of the orders go out. We'll look at some of our stock and see if we do have some left. But we'll go from there. But as far as you guys are concerned, as far as it being up for sale, it will not be available because the thing will have sold out. And I'm refreshing right now. And there were only 60 left for issue number 1's collector's edition. Okay. 1 copy left. That's it. 1 copy. Who's going to be the lucky gal or guy? Remind me, I need another set of tank and shorts. Hey, go for it. Get a tank for your tank. Get all 3 of them. Why not? When we getting me to play squirrel with a gun, carry ass. That is such a silly game. I've seen some of the gameplay on that. It is so silly. I saw someone like basically rob a dude with the squirrel. Like it was a stick up, and then like you dropped the phone, and then he killed him, the guy with the phone, and then he took the phone. The squirrel did. Like, this is silliness. I don't know. Maybe soon. Maybe soon. Shout out, Kara. Done a great job. It's funny. With some of the guy, I had an idea, and she beat me to the punch because, you know, that's why we pay her the big bucks. That I asked this today, and she was like, well, I already did that. Thank you very much. How come Saoirse doesn't have a character profile? I guess we haven't added it yet. We'll work on doing that. There's a couple of characters that haven't been added yet, as well. There's a Shadran one that we've been sitting on that I haven't done yet. That we haven't added. we have all the assets ready, but we just need to get it at it. Working at this upcoming week. I'll put that on some of the notes and have Carol see that through. Appreciate y'all. All right, I'm refreshing one more time. One more again, as we say down here in the South. Sold out of stock. That's it. RippaZine issue number 2 is gone. Again, we may have, and we may not. Maybe it's only 1 or 2, and then I'm just going to keep those. But maybe we do have, but it'll be just a handful of them that we'll have left after we sent all of these out and we've accounted for all the damages and everything. There may be an opportunity in the future for you to get them. It will be either, and again, some special sale that we did, putting it back on sale. It'll be either at a con or a live event. Really, those are only 2 places that you're going to be able to get it. There may be some retailers that got it. I can't remember. You have to we'll have to get with Alex on that. But as far as getting it directly from us, those are going to be your best 2 options. So those things they're gone. That's it. Issue number 2 of the RippaZine Collector's Edition. Of course, the base version, you can still get that. You can still get that. But the Collector's Edition has officially sold out. Man, I'm impressed with myself. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm just saying that's 2 collections in a row, right? A lot has to go right to line up that way, right? Where basically what's happening is I'm basing it off trajectory, right? Okay, I'm gauging the enthusiasm. I'm gauging how the sales are going, and there's 2 collections in a row where I guessed our numbers right for us to sell out of a item on the last day. Check me out. Maybe I know a little thing or 2 about business. Everybody type business in the chat. So yes, go grab those. I imagine that some of the stock will be selling out as well. Some of the other stuff, for as far as the tank sizes and stuff. But again, you'll be able to get the base version for basically how it works. And I talked about this publicly. The base version of the book, you'll be able to get. They'll be available for print as long as the next RippaZine has not come out. For example, we do still have some RippaZine issue number 2s that are, issue number 1s that are available base version, but we're not going to reprint those now that we've moved on to the next one, right? But as long as we're in the window that's still like all RippaZine, the members can redeem it and such, that is going to remain on back order. Okay, so you'll be able to grab that still for just $7, or it'll come with your membership, even if our stock on the back end sells out or whatever for those. So yeah, you got plenty of time for that. But issue number 2, Collector's Edition, is gone. Last we checked of the base of issue number 1's Collector's Edition with salvage, that only had 60 left. Appreciate y'all, man. On a serious note, though, man, thanks for y'all coming through, showing out and showing love. Everybody, all the purchases, all that good stuff, man. You guys are nuts. You guys are nuts. All right, let me move on, and I'm gonna look at some of these. We have my man's Drew Manning says with a 10, RippaZine issue number 2 was dope. Saoirse was great. I need her book along with salvage. LF characters are 2 for 2. Why does Alpha Core exist? Larry Braxwell and Ingrid should go indie. So you're saying they should like be vigilantes? Interesting. Garfield's Bizarre. Hey, by the way, I appreciate that 10, Drew Manning. Seeing some of your videos, man. Looking at the reviews, man. I appreciate you. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure with 2 says, I love seeing the haters' self-destruction. Well, that's kind of always the inevitable thing when you allow hate to kind of be your main driver. Any any gain there is only going to be for a particular period of time. Eventually, it's just the natural kind of order of things. You will destroy yourself through hatred, which is why it's a trait that nobody, I think, should be adopting to eat off of. Big Bone gifted 1 membership. Appreciate that. We have Mike Has Bad Knees with a 22-month, says, now you're the first person to have memberships. Oh, shit. You know what? Good call on that. Good call on that. Hold on. Let me do something real quick. Where am I at? Okay. Yeah, let me switch some things up, if you don't mind. There we go. Perfect. Wanted to get that adjusted. Appreciate that. Mike Has Bad Knees, because you bring up a great point there. So I wanted to make sure that I showed y'all that. Jokingly just gave us an adjustment on a number, says 115 to 7,000 total books sold for RippaZine issue number 2. This is also a great opportunity. I know there's some guys that definitely because we're dropping more campaigns, they for shipping purposes or whatever. Maybe it's just okay. They get to it when they get to it. This is a great time. If you keep it in mind, if you do this, you're not going to get these items until Horseman drops, but there are folks that are going to grab some of the RippaZine items to couple them in one order with the Horseman items. They can do that for sure. You can do that. Just understand that you're not going to get the RippaZine items until Horseman does start fulfillment there, but that's an option definitely for you guys that are trying to save some money for shipping, or you can do like what our Ultra Macs do and just get an Ultra Mac, or not a Mac. I keep calling them Macs. They're just regular memberships now over at the Rippaverse. The Macs are here. But over at the Rippaverse, if you become an Ultra member, you get free shipping anyway. Kind of just pays for itself. So go grab that. And you can couple those. That's all good. Still Leg of History with a 25 months says, thanks for all of your kindness and support. Be blessed. Wish I could stay long, but I have to get up early for physical therapy. Be blessed. Appreciate you, homie. Thank you so much. Love to see you here as always. Still Leg of History. And I got some PT lined up for this upcoming week myself. Know what I'm saying? Lion Empire Legal with a whoa. When did that happen? Did I miss this? No, it happened. With a 50 gifted. When the fuck did that happen? $50 gifted memberships from Lion Empire Legal. Wow. That is quite interesting. I was like, is this real? I want to check it out. And there it is. 50 gifted right there from Lion Empire Legal. I appreciate that. 50 gifted from Lion Empire Legal. Wow. Shout out. That's cocky. It's a lot of money. That ain't cheap. So welcome to all the new Max or on the membership, or Max. This is Young Ripper 59's channel. So Max. Thank you so much. Woo! Shout out. We got Agamil with a 2. Congrats, Eric. Keep climbing the mountain. You got it. I won't stop. Can't stop. Transformers fan. I'm excited for my RippaZine 2 copy to arrive. Yes, those orders are going out pretty quickly. Going out quick. Big Bone with a 10 months says, congrats on the success of the collections, but more importantly, get well, brother. We need you healthy. I'm recovering, man. And recovery's going great. Woke up, first thing I did this morning. Well, it was more this afternoon. Closer to the afternoon was my little exercises that I am required to do. Staying on top of it, man. Trying to take it one day at a time. Because that's all I can do. Appreciate you, Big Bone. Thank you so much. Kevin with a 20 says, got my RippaZine number 2. I won it all yesterday. Incredible how you can gauge interest and make big returns on however much each campaign costs, while Disney could have thrown 180 million an ETF and made more money than the Acolyte. Yeah, corporate entities just operate far differently than we do as independents, like independent creators or independent companies. Because they're dealing with largely bank money and an endless pool, just because, well, it's a mega corporation of money that they can just fucking do whatever they want. So it does seem like it's crazy to imagine being able to just spend that much money and not get a return. Look, I do understand with any business venture, there's going to be a risk, right? That's the point. So it's not to say that you won't ever make you're going to always hit it big on everything. But $180 million is lost. And it's not just $180 million loss. It's $180 million. It's not like a loss leader of sorts. Like, it's, for those that are unfamiliar with that, a lot of companies have loss leaders. They have things that they spend money on that they don't anticipate that it's going to, like, that one thing does not get a return, right? It's like how animes are working, right? Animes do not make their money back for the most part. However, the whole point of that is to sell other things. So it blows up, hopefully, and then you have merchandise sales, you got statues, you got all sorts of stuff that they're doing surrounding those brands that do end up getting a return. But generally speaking, a lot of them act as loss leaders for their companies. But the Acolyte, I don't think classifies as that, because I don't think that, like, they're killing it in the merchandise game either. So it is just interesting to see that happen, right? Where just somebody can spend, or collectively, a company can spend just so much money for something that, if anybody is in not the writer's room, it's more of the leadership. It's less of the people that are creating and more of the people that greenlit it. And nobody said no. It's quite amazing. It's amazing. It's something to take a look at, man. It's remarkable. Mark with the 9 months. Appreciate that. We got Renault Zero. My man's Renault Zero with a 41 months. At 41 months, by the way, that's wow, homie. Says, I can't wait to get my extra items from the $5 sale. Shout out in the RippaZine. Keep making the haters cope, and Seed keep being great. Renault Zero, one of the big ambassadors of the Rippaverse. Shout out to him. Appreciate you, homie, and everything that you do as well. And yeah, I'm glad you got in on the $5 sale. Those orders are going out still. I'm not sure. I believe most of them have gone out, but the team is getting those out alongside the RippaZines as well. So we're making sure we get these orders to you guys as we prepare to get the Horseman orders going into November. So orders that are placed, of course, in the store, for you guys that don't know, that are not part of a collection that has a pre-order, those will be going out fairly quickly. Appreciate you, homie. Love to see you here. We got War Wizard with it too. Says, got me for 220. I simp too hard for Mr. Dixon. Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with spending a little splurge. And look, man, people splurge on stuff all the time. I ain't knocking anybody for it. I ain't knocking anybody for that. Appreciate that, War Wizard. Thank you for the two. For grabbing $220 worth of stuff. That ain't cheap. Random with a 21 months. How long until we get a aquatic themed hero? Have to find out. Junkie Lee says, 104 to 7K. Can we? Can we hit it? We'll see. Does RippaZine issue number 2 hit 7,000 total books sold? We'll see. You still have the collector's edition CGC signature series that's available to you all. You also have the base version of it that you can get for just $7 as well. Again, if you want to just grab it to throw it in there, it does have Horseman previews, by the way. If you are, maybe that's what I should be leading with there. If you do want to see some of the fully colored, fully lettered pages of Horseman, they are available to you in the RippaZine. Issue number 2. So it's a great thing to grab for just $7 if that's what you want to. Prepare yourselves, see a little bit of what's happening with the Horsemen. Go check that out. I know you guys are gonna love it. Larry Parker with a 5 said, just showing some love. I dedicate this taking of my prescribed nightly muscle relaxer to you, sir. Rest up one day at a time. You do it, man. I'm taking it one day at a time. It's all I can do. It's a smart thing. Shout out to you, man. Love to see you as always. My man's Larry Parker showing all of the love, baby. Appreciate you. Got to meet my man's out here in Dallas at the meetup. Awesome dude. Jeremy Smith with a 10 months says, so this time next year we get a Halloween section for costumes. We'll see. Also, long boxes. We'll see about that as well. Short box is still available if you want the ISOM theme short box. Benjamin with a 20 says, you got me into indie comics. I recently bought some comics from your haters, and the date for delivery is months to even years. They spend too much time talking about you instead of focusing on themselves. You are winning, says Benjamin with a 20. As I've said before, whether you're hating or not, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're going to jump into this business, no matter how experienced or much of a professional that you think you are, it's actually not professional to not work, and the work does not do itself. So to your point, it doesn't matter who they are. It's one thing that I pride myself in is getting the job done and working. The customers can decide whether or not they think that that is satisfactory to them. And I always hope that they do. We have a nice little track record with our current audience, and I love you guys to death. But at the end of the day, books don't get out, business don't run, trains don't stay on the tracks if there's no work being done. So at the end of the day, you just got to do the work. You got to do the work. Thomas with a 10 says, thank you for making it safe to be a fan of comics again, no matter what you like. Can't wait to get my hat and the RippaZine. Much love. I'm upgrading my membership before the end of the year. Shout out. Love to hear that. Yes, you can get your memberships upgraded as well if you want. By the way, showing this, unfortunately, I got a green screen, and it's not green, but it's not like the green screen is to pick it up. We have the Horsemen. The hell is this? Dust? We have the Horsemen. Yeah, it is dust. Hats. Here. So go grab these. You get those in our first Flex Fit hats. A lot of people, it's not silver. Yeah, that's what Brandon's mentioned. This is yellow. You just can't see it because of it. That's why I didn't rock it. I had it on and I was like, well, shit, because they think the green screen thinks it's green is gonna look like shit. So fuck it. But you could go grab the hat right now in the Horseman collection. They look sick, man. They look sick. First Flex Fit hat. Mr. Reese with a 5. What up, old Hippa? Nah, just playing, bro. Glad to see you doing well. I had a sexy redhead waiting for me when I got home. Also, shout out to everyone. Appreciate you grabbing that session, man. I love it. Thank you so much. My man's Johnny Douglas with the 7 months. Here's the play. We need a big group poster for all the hero characters. And if there's a God in heaven, we get Max Dunbar for the art, print money. Yeah, we haven't done one of the. We've done a Ladies of the Rippaverse, but we haven't done I know a lot of people love those. I have a bunch of those for the major publishers. Basically has a lot of the heroes. Definitely the main stage. You got something like 20 some heroes all in one poster. I can look into doing something like that. I am working on a bigger poster to get added post campaign. There's been a lot of people that are wanting that, so we're working on that right now. Sir Book Sage with a 5. As a tea drinker, I need a small print of Lillian's hot tea art from RippaZine issue number 2 to frame and hang up in my kitchen. Okay, I love that art. Shout out Kanan White. Oh, look at it. Random 58 with a 5 says it might be too late, but what is your opinion on a black and white or black, white, and red edition of Blood Rule? We've talked about it before. I'm not against it. I'm trying to figure out logistically, what that's going to look like, because we have our different covers, and how does that version play into it, is what I'm trying to figure out right now. But I'm not against having that. Not at all. For all main characters, so far all of the main characters have been adults. I might be wrong. Any plans on having a main character as a teenage or college age adult? Well, we'll get there. I mean, we've introduced some youngsters, such as Altona's daughter and Vasti, but we haven't obviously told a story that's just centered around her or something like that. I'm sure there will be, man. Of course. It's an expanding universe, and there's going to be lots of opportunity to get some of these guys some love. So, for sure. And it does go through some, if you read Gooding, we do talk about him when he was young. But I know what you mean. Hey, we're talking about the current era of the general universe, and having a young character. That's something we can look into. We can look into that. Someone brought up Stefania. Yeah, Stefania is probably the youngest one that we've introduced. I think that it has, again, ancillary, because she's not really. We got stories to tell on Stefania. Let's just say that. But Stefania is young, so it is her. All right. Going back here, I'm going to get you some live numbers real quick, and let's see kind of where we are at. RippaZine issue number 2 is at almost 6,900. We're at 6,897 total books sold. So can we hit 7,000 total books sold? Collector's edition, with Saoirse on the front of it. Showing her, just her, not like the base version, which has Horseman and Gooding. That is sold out. That said, if you want to get, we still have the such a poster that's available. We have RippaZine issue number 2, base and signed and graded. Base and collector's edition, signed and graded. So you guys that want to grab those CGCs, you can grab those as well. Of course, those are still available as well. But the base version has sold out. So we shall see what happened, closing in on 7,000 total books sold. That will be one hell of a milestone there. We'll see what happens. Damn, I thought you said Eric's writing got better. He's writing Saoirse character one way, then right off the bat, she's acting completely out of, the driver. Clever. Well played. Says Joker's disciple with a 10. Well, she is a private investigator at the end of the day. I had a lot of fun writing that, man. We're not quite ready for spoiler talk yet, but I had a lot of fun writing that story. And of course, having my man's Kanan White be able to finally do interiors for us was huge. That was massive for us. I know a lot of people were waiting for that, and it was awesome to finally get you to see that. What he got. He knows what he's doing. Appreciate that. Rippaverse going to launch a talent search to find the next big talents. I mean, we kind of have already done that with some of our fan art contests. Um, like our man's Michael, who was doing Bloodruth, was a winner of the fan art contest. So we that kind of is our talent search, if you will. Is us doing some of those. We like to find those diamonds in the rough because you have your OGs, you have your guys that's been around, but of course we also, as a publisher, want to make sure that we're looking for young talent as well that can get out there and do their thing. Shout out my man Kaden, who's in the chat actually right now. Shout out. He did one hell of a job on Saoirse. Like I said, I had a lot of fun writing the damn character, creating the character, but you see it come to life. It's just different. Like once me just providing someone with a script is one thing, but to see them adapt what's being the story that I told and the characters that I created, it's a different animal, and sometimes just may not translate as well as you like, and you have to go through changes and stuff. Kanan, you don't have to do that. Kanan he just gets it. He's good, and I hope to. And as he brought this up in the chat, I hope to create. We got our Joe Bennett, Chuck Dixon tandem, right? I hope that Kanan and I are going to be a tandem for years to come because he is really fucking good at his job. Excuse my language. And I like to think of myself decent at what I do as well, but it's just it's not the same, right? I think a lot of writers that have been in the game can probably speak to this. You have guys that you love working with. I've loved working with everybody that I work with here at the Rippaverse, but I do understand that it's not always going to be that way. As far as someone adapting your work, you're going to have those that you prefer more than others. It just naturally happens where they get it. And I think Chuck Dixon and Joe was the first, right? We put those guys together. And when I say they hit it off, I've never seen anything like it, man. And those guys, it clicked for them. And a lot of it has to do with them, of course, being just big time professionals, but they have a lot of passion in what they do here at the Rippaverse. And that's why they conspired and they made Horseman here. But it was awesome for us to obviously get the character and see him fleshed out. But those guys and Chuck and Joe have done a lot of different work. You have okay, all right, baby. You have Alpha Core that they've done. You have Horseman now that's upcoming, but there's also some other projects that he has done that scripts have already been completed on. And then we have some more stuff that they're going to be doing. So it's going to be very, 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 very exciting. And Marcos is in the chat as well. Big shout out. Marcos, for you guys that don't know, is our concept artist. So technically he is the co-creator of Saoirse because he was the one that did the concept art. Him and I like this. And he's been here from the get-go. He is the co-creator of ISOM, of Yaira, of so many different characters, Alpha Core, so many different characters. And again, talking about young talent, he's one of them. And to be able to have a guy like that knows what he's doing, man, and just I lay it out there for him. And look, it's been different with each character. Like I said, you guys know with ISOM, I created him, even his suit, because I came up with this shit sketch, right? With others, sometimes it's like I'm always as detailed as I can, but certain characters, it's like, hey, Marcos, I want you to take lead on this as far as this part of the design. And then he does. And some of his contributions have been incredible with that, man. So love him. But yeah, as Kanan brought up as well, we are just getting started, man. I hope to tell more stories, hope to tell something in longer format with Saoirse really finishing out this story here that we told in issue number 1. But as you guys get all those, we'll start putting out those posts. Alex Ross cover for ISOM 3 or Full Ill Advised. I don't know, man. Would I love to have it? Of course. Could I afford them? Absolutely. But is he just taking commissions like that from independents? Probably not. But I'm down. In the future, would you consider a Horseman tee with just a chest piece symbol? When I saw the black tee and the hat, that came into mind. Interesting. It could work. That's something that could work. Some people have asked. I think it was last stream that we did yesterday. Someone was asking for the ISOM symbol and just having a shirt with that. I'm not against. I'm not against any of that stuff, guys. Want to get you as much as we can. We are 10 million plus in. It's only fair for ISOM 3 to hashtag release this Eric sketch. We'll see. Maybe we'll have a milestone. Any reserve copy Gooding CGCs in the future? Well, we never did CGCs, but I'm guessing you're referring to maybe using our reserve stock to do CGCs for Gooding because we didn't do any at all. I'll have to get with Mike on that. It'll depend. Still holding out for that club merch. Club merch. Okay. I respect that. Okay. Okay. A lot of Rippaverse family in the chat. There's Jordan. I saw she popped up. Andrew's right there as well. Shout out Jordan. Shout out Andrew. Kara's been here. Brando was here. Caden's here. Love to see the family here. All right, let's do some refreshing here. We have closing in. All right, 6,899 total books sold. 178,000 in total sales. Thanks to all of y'all. So go get your RippaZines. Go get your summer collection tanks shorts, as well as that Rippaverse hat. That classic Rippaverse hat is in there. Let's go through some of the RippaZine items that are still available here, if you don't mind. Of course, you have the base version. RippaZine, if you guys are new, don't know what the RippaZine is what we utilize to do some fun and universe stuff. But it's also something that we can put out more frequently. And we put in short stories to test some of these characters and other stories as well. So far, the first two stories have been based on characters that are just brand new. They never appeared anywhere else. But that doesn't mean that the RippaZine is going to be limited to that. There could be some other characters that we do tell original stories on as well. But we do tell some sort of short stories to try to test the market. They're not just we didn't do them just to do them. What we really do is we try to put those out and fill out the market and see if it makes sense to continue on with some of the things that we maybe have planned for the character. We don't want to just be sure they're slam dunks, and I create every character with the intention that they are going to stick around. But I've been in music for a while, and I understand that no matter how much you love that character or no matter how badass you think that thing is that you created, the audience may feel a different way. Okay. And if they do, they do. So this is a safe way for us to put these things out and gauge kind of the interest in that character. Should that character even continue to be focused on? Should they at least be appearing in at least some sort of side stuff? Or should they be having their own titles? Should they get a one shot to even further test it? We base all of that on the enthusiasm based upon the sales of the RippaZines as well as the polls. So this is our safe way to do that. That's what the RippaZine is. That's the purpose of it. But right now, still, though this version has sold out, you can get this version right here. Ronaldson's art. Shout out to Ronaldson. He also did a cover of Horseman. Here you see Horseman. You also see Gooding as well as Saoirse right there on the front of it. We have these still available, both CGC copies, signature series, special gold labels. A lot of people that are not familiar with that, with what those are, I'll explain. CGC, yes, you can get your copies graded if you want to, just out the blue. It doesn't matter if you just want to get them graded, to have that become even further more of a collectible. Signature series copies are different. Those have to be verified, of course, in terms of their signature by CGC themselves. And instead of the traditional blue label that you see on the CGC copies, these get special gold labels to signify that they are signature series. That's what these are. And we have both versions of those available. They were signed by me. So go grab those. They are still available. We also have the Saoirse poster, which is an 18 by 24 poster there, done by my man's Kanan White. Okay. So that's available to you as part of this RippaZine. Now, a lot of these are going to be kind of null as far as some of these bundles because some of these copies are no longer available. This one you could still get the catch-up pack. You can also get the catch-up. Well, you can't get the collector's catch-up because this one's sold out, so you won't be able to get that. You can get the CGC pack here if that's something that you want. But yeah, so that's what we have here for the RippaZine, which is closing in on 7,000. Again, these aren't the latest numbers there. We already hit 6,900. Jokingly just gave us an update. We are 95 copies away from 7K. So again, go grab those. And yeah. By the way, I don't think I played. Did I play that video at the beginning? I didn't. For you guys that kind of want to start getting a little feel of the kind of story and stuff that's being told here, let me go ahead and play this real quick.
Private investigation has changed. Infidelity, background checks. With today's tech, there's no clientele in that anymore, which only leaves the more risky jobs, where snooping around can be fatal. I can hold my own, but a gal can't be an idealist in this business. That'll get you killed. Only a few of us have the LF certification in Flores Park. Sometimes I wonder if I'll ever run into the others. But with my luck, we'll be forced to meet at opposite ends of the same gig. Wouldn't that be fun?
The pre-order collection for RippaZine Issue 2 is now live. It features the first appearance of Saoirse, a 16-page short story by Eric July and Kanan White.
So yeah, that's just to give you a little feel kind of the character, and what kind of stories being told here. Of course, we have the log line itself in the description if you guys want some more information to kind of understand what's going on. But Saoirse is a LF certified private investigator. You met the first LF certified private investigator in RippaZine number 1 with Salvage. This is the second one, and that is Saoirse, and she's a different type of private investigator. She did a phenomenal. Well, let me backtrack real quick. So, because I almost spoiled the goddamn thing, and I had to kind of stop myself from NDAing. Let me backtrack. Salvage and Saoirse are not the same, okay? They're both private investigators, but that doesn't mean that they have the same set of like ethics, even for that matter, or that they kind of take on the same gigs. If you have read Salvage, you know that Salvage, as an example, only takes on certain types of gigs. Okay, Saoirse, on the other hand, has a different little approach, and the thing that she is investigating is a completely different type of thing that's happening in comparison to what Salvage is dealing with in his little world. So go check that out. 16-page story. Caden White, if you love his art, all his art's right here. This is some of the interior work right there. These items have already started shipping, by the way. We started early fulfillment on those, but we are closing this collection out tonight. There she is right there in all her glory. Said Mission failed. We'll get it next time. Yeah, I almost fucked that up. So my apologies. But there she is. This is what the interior work of that story, that part of the RippaZine looks like. Caden White did a phenomenal job. Very good job. Because that's what he does. But the situation that I put her in, I guess I could tell you kind of give you some insight there. Kind of nerd out about this stuff. My whole goal here was to, it's interesting because obviously you don't tell each story, at least I don't. I can't speak for other writers. Tell each story the same way. I work from this sort of premise of what am I trying to convey here and what's the intention of the works. As an example, ISOM number 1. ISOM number 1 is, I wrote that with the intention of doing a couple of different things. Number 1, I was launching an entire universe with this character. Okay. So it's the first installment of a series. So I have to obviously center it around him. But I also have to do enough to get other people interested in other things that are happening, to get them invested in this universe. And that's what we had to accomplish with him. So it's very much this sort of, it's written as an introduction. Okay. That's like the point. It's written as an introduction. Now, there are other stories that are written as introductions to these different characters, because this is your first, for example, the RippaZine issue number 2. This is your first time seeing Saoirse. But I don't have that the responsibility with that one, with Saoirse that I had with like Lysom, right? So this one, I was like, okay, well, no, let's backtrack. Let's talk about Salvage. Salvage. A couple of things I was trying to convey there. With Salvage, I wanted to not only, it wasn't like to try to flex my capabilities as a writer. It was more of the type of stories that I would love to tell were detective stories already. You guys know who my favorite comic book character is. Kind of obvious. And yeah, I kind of got made fun of, which I'm fine with that. Boomered, because people found out that some of the shows that I grew up watching and I enjoyed were like Matlock and Columbo. And now you're calling me a fucking boomer, even though I'm in my early 30s. Well, now mid 30s, technically. But I love that type of stuff, okay? And I have the opportunity to kind of tell those stories, which are different from what the type of stories that I was telling with ISOM. Salvage is the audience first look into that type of writing coming from me. But it's also interesting because I got 13 pages. I don't have 96. I got 13 because the point is to get you interested enough, but to also have you want more. I feel like I fucking nailed it there with Salvage. So I give you this character, dapper fella, takes on certain type of gigs. You get something that's really high. That shit's high in action in that story. That's fucking that. Student guy says, young boomer 5'9". I'll accept that. I'll accept it. But no, so Salvage was, I'm trying to introduce you to this character, get you interested in this character as well. Want you craving for more because that lets me know that you want, obviously, some longer form there. And so I'm trying to, again, make sense of, man, I did it in such a short period of time. I introduced the concept of LF certified, like private investigators in Flores Park. So that was his responsibility to do that then. And then I give you kind of a glimpse of, okay, what does a private investigator character like this look like? And Saoirse, who's another private investigator, like I said, as y'all called me a young boomer 5'9", watching Columbo and the Murder, She Wrote and Matlock, they have their pair of mace. There's everybody has their similarities, but they also are different. Okay. So I wanted to tell a show, obviously, not only that I could do that. I mean, it's more for the character and like, okay, now I want this kind of, you got this femme fatale thing going on with Saoirse, and I got to I know that I can tell that story, so let's tell it. Let's get a badass creator on it as far as the interior work is concerned with our man's Caden, and let me tell that story. Okay, where you get this character where you saw with, for example, Salvage. We're a little further removed, so I can at least admit without like spoiling the whole entire thing, because we haven't done anything formal with that as well, like we haven't with Gooding. We'll get to all that. Again, I had this surgery that I was preparing for. But Salvage introduces himself, even as he's doing his investigations, as Salvage, right? He's not like going undercover. He's just respected, should be private investigator. Okay. Saoirse, on the other hand, not to spoil it, approaches it in a different way. And you guys that have read the RippaZine, you already know that, but it's different. So these were therapeutic stories. You've been using the term a lot because I love to write. I get enjoyment out of this. This is not something that I'm doing to simply satisfy, I don't know. It's like a passion project, right? I understand the challenge of not only writing something that you actually get something out of, but also it's like a puzzle. That's business. Everybody type business in the chat. That's business. True business is there has to be a balance of, you want to do something and you want to create things that you enjoy, so you actually love the process, but you also have to create for an audience, because nobody gives a shit if you think you're a badass, and nobody gives a shit if you like the story and that's it. You could think you've done the fucking best things in sliced bread. The audience at the end of the day is going to determine whether or not this is something that they want. So there's a balance there, and I get fulfillment out of finding that balance, right? Because it's a challenge. It's a challenge. It's a constant challenge. It's like, okay, I have to not only take a step back and like, okay, yeah, I think this character is interesting, but can I convince the audience that as well? And that's what I'm always trying to do with every character that I create. Not to say that every character is going to be enjoyed by everybody. No. It's like that character needs a audience though. So I have to have some sort of target, right? So I recognize that not everybody that's in the Yaira is going to be in the ISOM, and not everybody that's in the ISOM is going to be in the Yaira, because they're different. Okay, Sandra is going to be with Saoirse, right? She's different. She's different from the other characters that you guys have been introduced to. So it's not about trying to find it's like unanimously liked character. No, it's more of it has to have at least a niche. Otherwise, there's no reason to do it. Why am I putting this shit up for sale if it's just going to be a passion project? No, it needs to be something that I get fulfillment out of, but it also needs to be, or that I get enjoyment out of, but it also needs to be something that you guys like. And that's where the fulfillment lies, because I like that part of the business. I love that part of the business. I get a lot out of that part of the business in just navigating that and like thinking it, okay, take a step back. I wrote 10 pages, whatever. Okay, let me take a step back. Let me just read through these 10 pages, but not try to look at it through Eric July's eyes. Look at it through, okay, I'm just a general customer. How do I feel about this? Okay, bam. I'm reading through it. Oh, this can be changed and be tweaked, because they'll be a little more intrigued by it if I do that. This is all sort of part of the process, and it's fun. I love it. I fucking love it. Brings up a great point. We have someone that's read both of them. He says two very different characters with two very different investigative styles, and the artwork of each really dials in those differences. I love that you bring that up because now that I've seen Bart Sears do salvage, it's when we are wanting to do the full length thing, right? Like whether it be like a big one shot or if it's a series, Bart Sears almost has to do it, does he not? Because it's like I saw it, and Bart Sears is a really like old school approach to his artwork, and I fucking love it. I love it. And salvage, like seeing that kind of feel with it, man, loved it. Fucking loved it. But yeah, to your point, very different characters, and I get fulfillment out of creating those two different types of characters and finding the audience for those two different types of characters. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. But yeah, so I know that you're gonna love this short story, and again, it's accompanied by Kanan White's art, who so many people have asked for. As far as doing like interior work, we keep him very busy. He's doing like covers. He's doing some other cool art for us. Seen all the art on our website and the character profiles. He's done all that stuff. So it's very, very different. Seeing him do those versus seeing all of that work, kind of seeing him doing sequential art. And this is his first time doing it for us here at the Rippaverse. And what a job he did. You guys are gonna love this story. I know you guys have already have it, got it in hand. You love Saoirse. Yeah, had a lot of fun creating this, man. I really did. So big shout out to you. All right. There's some that I've missed. Polo shirts with small symbols for the Horseman, Rook, or ISOM symbol in the upper left would be dope. Okay. I can see that. That's not a bad look. Big Bone says Knight, not Rook, damn it. Yeah. I got you. Trust me. 16 items until we hit 1,300 sold. Let's go take a look at the summer collection real quick. So we're getting there. Closing in on 1,300 items sold for the summer collection. Go get your tank tops. Go get your Rippaverse shorts. All the art done by Kanan. You have the Catch Street shirt, which I'm wearing right now, actually. You can go grab that. Can't see a lot of it, but I'm rocking this bad boy right now as well. It's actually orange. It's just green screen shit. But I'm rocking it right here. Brandon says 7,800 copies of Horseman hit. Yeah, I did figure that there were going to be a lot of people bundling this. Some of the items, especially those CGC items, with Horseman for shipping purposes. Feel free to do that, guys. Feel free to do that. But we got about an hour left, guys, and I'm feeling good. I'm actually feeling good getting through this stream. Hour left. You can grab those Horsemen. I mean, we haven't talked a lot about it because that's not really the point of the stream. But of course, Horseman is doing very, very well. 7,800 books sold for the Horseman, closing in on 475,000 in total sales. We have 1 hour left, however, though. And again, you can get the CGC copies of this as well. But we do have CGC Signature Series copies that are available to you all right here. We have less than 90 copies sold left, as far as books, to take this to 7,000. Do we get that? Can we hit it? We'll see. Fulfillment started. If you're talking about the RippaZine, yes, fulfillment already started on the RippaZine. So depending on where you're at in the queue, those will be going out really, really soon. Page 16 on representing number 1 of salvage poster, please. Okay. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna close this. So once we close these two tonight, the only ones that will be the collections, though some of these items, of course, will be moving over to the store. The only things that will be available as far as a collection will be the Horseman, as well as ISOM number 1's signature series copies, which are still available to all of y'all to go grab. Cover A, cover B, cover C, and the concept art book you can grab as well. We also have some of the old the ISOM 2 graded copies that we had already did. We threw some of those in there. I'm not sure where they are at in terms of numbers, but you can grab those as well. But of course, the talk of the night is this right here. RippaZine issue number 2. Saoirse emote anyone? Oh, of course. I think they want that. I gotta get. I know Marcos has worked on some other recent ones that I need to get at it. $689 to $180K. Can we hit it? We shall see. So yes, you can go grab those. By the way, tomorrow at 1 p.m. I will be streaming with Chuck Dixon talking about Horseman. So be on the lookout for that. I think that will for sure be happening. Yeah, we got to get those emotes. You bring up a great point. So what's next? So we got RippaZine number 2. RippaZine number 3 is already being worked on, by the way. So we have RippaZine number 3. Horseman's on the way. Blood Ruth will launch at some point. ISOM 3. Starting colors on that soon. Pencil and ink's done. We've got unannounced Chuck Dixon project that will be announced soon. We have another project that'll be announced soon that's colors have started on. Pencils and ink are already done on. What else do we got? Yeah, we got some other projects that we're going to be green lighting as well. So things are running smooth. Now, Blood Ruth is still going to launch at some point this year. Joker's Disciple. All that's coming smooth. Brett started colors on that. So we plan to launch that sometime this year. Lord willing. But it's going along. We haven't had any delays on it. You guys know we would, unless it was ready to go, we wouldn't launch it. Norfolk will win someone else. We'll have an update soon. Trust me. I got Norfolk lurking. Ready for ISOM 3. Yeah, I think a lot of people are ready for us to conclude the ill-advised art. People are waiting to see how this thing ends, how it gets brought home. You're going to love it. But ISOM 3, you guys are gonna love. Trust me, man. ISOM 3, I feel like I showed out on that, baby. I feel like I showed out on ISOM 3. Marcus Zimmer with a 5 said, my friend said, no offense, but he's only buying ISOM books. He loves them. Loves him. I tried to talk him into other books, but he's only interested in ISOM. Look, that's gonna happen. Like, not every there's no love lost here for that. It's an ever growing universe. You're gonna have those lifers. You're gonna have those that are into most of the characters, if not all of them. But you're also gonna have people that gravitate towards what they like, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So if ISOM is his thing and that's what he's waiting on, I've heard that before. I mean, people like, I'm really one ISOM. Trust me, you will get more ISOM. Others who will be voicing Rippaverse characters, or will they be revealed later? Well, we've had some Rippaverse characters already voiced before. Now, should those Rippaverse characters appear in some live action, that'll be, excuse me, like a actual series. Do we stick with that actress or actor? That's to be determined. But what we're pitching with Dean Cain is more central to Horseman as a character, which a lot of those that are introduced in Horseman are brand new. Most of them are. Though there are some characters that I did create that maybe you have seen or maybe you haven't seen before that kind of appear in Horseman. So be on the lookout for that. So as far as characters that will be in, like, who will be revealed as far as Horseman is concerned, we'll see. We'll see. Love Ruth, ISOM 3, Ira 2, Norfolk, Larry Shungai. Shout out Larry Shungai. The SSWL. Says, I can't believe how much I'm excited for the Rippaverse embarrassment of riches. Yeah, I look, man, like I told y'all, the goal was to give everybody a kind of universe to nerd out about, or a nerd, you know, and I'm trying to also target that even more. Memberships are going to be a massive part of our venture going forward. And we have a big meeting this upcoming week to talk about Rippaverse memberships and the big I guess overhaul that we're going to do, much like we did with our website. We're going to overhaul the entire membership thing. And there's a lot of cool stuff that we're going to be able to do to really give people we have our Discord and stuff, but we can't really do anything unique with Discord as far as, you're limited to whatever functionality that Discord allows. But that's also external. We want to be able to do something that ties into everything that we do, and we can give you guys perks that are centered around the actual Rippaverse, and the connectivity of that is going to be very easy, or relatively. Let's say that. I don't want to say very easy. I don't want to speak on behalf of our devs, but it's at least a doable thing. So a lot of the focus is going to be in trying to give people a place to nerd out with other Rippaverse fans, for sure. I expect to see Detective Davies in Horseman. Yes, Mick has appeared in a lot of different stories so far. You've seen him in ISOM, but you've also seen him in Alpha Core as well. Any chance you get Jason? He's killing it now. Oh. How often do you guys have creative lore meetings? Well, weekly, as far as our internal team, our main guys. But as far as, like, getting Chuck and like Mike involved, that happens. I mean, we're emailing all through the weeks. But it's like a formal meeting. I think that's like right now on target, like every couple of weeks to a month. Hangman Lacey style one shot with Ingrid and Steph. Interesting. Interesting. Joke's Disciple, you put that perfectly. These are people's books who I read growing up. Comparatively speaking, I am a wee lad. Okay. Their career expect their careers are older than I am. Like their careers in comics is what I mean, are older than I am. You know, those guys got started in a decade I was not born in. So to be able to now work with these guys and learn from them and not just work with it, it's not like, hey, here's a gig. You know, like we work pretty closely with them. They do multiple stories and they're very involved in the Rippaverse. So to be able to have some guys that I read growing up, to be able to learn the tricks of the trade from, I'm gaining a wealth of knowledge that you can't really put a price on. I'm thankful for it as well. But if you would have asked younger me, would I ever be in a position when I'm 30 to do something like this and to be able to work alongside some of these legends? I would have told you you're a damn fool. But here we are. God is good, man. I tell you what. All right, let's check out some numbers. $6,916 books sold. Jokingly also confirms that under 1K left to get to 475,000. For Horseman. That's awesome. Appreciate y'all, man. Go grab those CGC copies if you have not already. Base version of RippaZine #1, as well as the collector's edition. You can get that in the signature series, though the base version of the non-CGC copy of the collector's edition is already sold out. If it's room places will never expect to be. God, this is but a sliver of what's in store. Jeremiah 29:11. I am writing that down and I'm looking at that today. Shout out Kanan, man. Shout out. All right. We got the summer collection as well. Go grab your ISOM tanks. Go grab your Yaira tanks. Go grab your Alpha Core tanks. I'm not even going to put these up because you're not going to see it due to the green screen. I have them over there, though. Any idea for holiday books? Someone asked. Not yet, to be honest. Collections, maybe that we do something that's in the theme. It's always easier to do the merchandise based on like holidays and stuff. And we will get to where like we can do that in a more formal manner for sure. We're working on it. It is. I mean, I love seeing the pictures of people. They'll have on maybe the floor, a table, whatever, and they've got like all of our shit. And it's like in 2 years, man, so much material that we put out. ISOM to Yaira, Gooding, the art of Joe Bennett, RippaZine #1, now RippaZine #2. And I love seeing so many people have that stuff laid out. It's awesome, man. It really is. Horseman broke 475. Did it? Like I said, I know tonight is not what we're focusing on as far as Horseman, but I'll take a look. Let's take a look. Okay, bam. Go here, bam. Go to the Horseman. Yeah, you're right. Horseman, 475,000 in total sales. Woo! Jokingly, Horseman broke 475, that he said. He was not wrong. It has. Mr. Talk says, he says, Dane Kane must have really believed in a Horseman character. Well, he did. And it's also like, understand that Dean isn't coming from a place of ignorance. Dean is familiar with, I don't know if you guys know that Dean did a film that was directed by the Saskas. That you probably should go check out. The Big Show's in it as well. So it was actually a lot of doing Horseman stuff. There's some other Horseman stuff that I'm not going to NDA myself on that we kicked around as well. But getting his involvement in it, like obviously I've already streamed on it, so we knew each other already. Got to meet him. I'm already familiar with him. But yeah, this was like almost a decade ago. They had been working with Saskas, or Dean had been working with the Saskas. So that connect was already there, and it was natural. Man, if only y'all knew, man, just the amount of, we'll talk about wealth of knowledge, also just in experience and some of the opportunities as well as Saskas are obviously they're very good at what they do here at the Rippaverse, as far as their oversight on just making sure everybody's on the same page. As far as the lore is concerned, that's what their main job here to do, in addition to edit, is to keep up with the universe Bible. And should we get a script submitted and there's something that conflicts, right? It's not to sit up here and change something in the script unless it's like an editorial thing. But the main thing is, as far as like with their other side of that job, because you do have the editorial changes that are going to have to change. But as far as like just the sheer lore aspect, which is an editorial change, but that's specifically unique to their job. They get eyes on it and they'll make sure that something is caught before it goes into, goes to the artist. And they're very good at doing that. It can be something little, because they've even checked me on some stuff, right? And this is why I brought them in. It's like, hey, well, this and this upcoming thing that you did that you're not going to NDA yourself on, it sort of conflicts with that. And I'm like, okay, I got an idea. We'll do this and do that, and then bam. So they rule at what they do. No doubt about it. That said, due to their connections and some of the stuff they've been able to do over the. I mean, they have a look. These guys had a career long before being here at the Rippaverse, and it was accomplished. Okay, they did their comic book stuff, but obviously they're more known for the horror stuff and some of the films and stuff that they've done. There's just a lot of connections, creators, artists, writers that we've got connected with through the Saskas. Man, they've been a huge asset here, just in the relationships that they've been able to build over the years with creators. And this is, you know, one of the most important parts of business. Business in the chat one more time, if y'all don't mind. Type business in the chat. But one of the most important things, man, is, you know, you don't want to ever get in the habit of burning bridges, for sure. Don't do that. Don't be that guy or gal. But like, you never know, man. This is why just be good to people that are good to you. You know, that's the best that you can do. It's not to say that, look, shit happens. We're human beings. You're going to have your falling outs. You're going to have your folks that you disagree with on that you don't see eye to eye. Maybe you're incompatible there. But be good. The base thing that you could do is be good to people that are good to you, because you never know, man. It might not be there, but that was a connect that you made 5 years ago. And you're like, oh, hold up. I know a guy, right? This guy that, you know, I keep up with, who I built this relation. Maybe that person knows can give me a connect on X, Y, and Z, right? And that's what business, a lot of that stuff is being able to take advantage of those relationships. I mean, people use the classic term like networking, right? And that's really what it is. It's not like free promo. That's not what networking is. It's more or less, again, picking people's brains and being good to people. And you'd be surprised, you know, how that will come back, man. You never know. You never know. And again, you might not see it there, which is why I'm telling you, just to be good. Just be good to people that are good to you. I'm not saying go feel like you gotta be fucking buddy with everybody, but, you know, just be decent. Be a decent human being. That's what you can do. And you never know what you might, when you might need someone, or when there is some sort of thing that this person can do that you now want to do with your business. You never know. So it's such a vital part of all the most successful people that have ever existed over the course of modern history. That's been their approach. It's one thing I learned for sure doing business. You know what I'm saying? And to Big Bone's point, it costs you nothing to treat people. It doesn't. It's an easy thing to do. You just, again, you're gonna have those people that things happen, right? But I'm not telling you to like be stupid. I'm just saying, just be decent, and you'd be surprised how that stuff can come back to reward you, man. In the years in the future. I mean, a lot of stuff that we've done with the Rippaverse were connections based on what I've made. I mean, hell, even some of the people that are here with the Rippaverse, you know, got connections that I had made a decade ago, right? Who ended up being one of my, you know, greatest assets, or they led me in the right direction to do something that I'm doing right now. It's just, you never know, man. And you never know, because it's like it could be something that, again, it's not like I knew back when we started backwards in 2015 or whenever the hell that was, that I was gonna then almost 10 years later be the owner of a multi-million-dollar comic book business. I had no idea, but some of those relationships that I built back then have rewarded me now. Is there any possibility of integrating some forums on the website? That is one of the things that we are going to be prioritizing. I can tell you that now with the new memberships. The new memberships, that's one of the lead things that I said we need to get forums. We need to get a place that we can manage and encourage dialogue happening, not only from us to audience, but from between audience members, right? To nerd out about stuff. I find things like Discord and Guilded just overcomplicated and therefore inferior versions of old school forums. Yeah, look, I'm not against any of that stuff. I mean, we obviously have one. We had Gilded. We moved. Now we're moving back to Discord, and it's cool for what it's worth. It has a lot of cool functionality, but it's like I said, it's one thing to do Discord. It's another thing to have like something that you're building that's specifically unique to what you're trying to do, and that's what we're doing with the memberships. Mr. Reese with a two says Cedric Store for RippaZine issue number 3, please, homie. So much Cedric Gausho. Brian, what's up, bro? Love to see you here. Says, what's up, Eric? Congrats on another successful campaign. Shout out to you, homie. Shout out. Shout out. Love to see you here, man. Appreciate you. Well wishes as always. Hope everything's going good with your creativity as well, homie. Love to see you here, man. But yeah, plan for a big overhaul, man, with our memberships. Can't wait. Cannot wait. But yeah. Avery Parker is trying to let you all know why Blood Ruth is the best. Joking Lee says 78 to 7,000. You can get, guys, issue number 2 of the RippaZine. It'll come with your membership. You can redeem it, or you can just buy it out for $7. You can't beat that price with a stick. Joker's disciple says he's dying to find out who the third PI is. Okay. No way, Jose, Master Hobo. I can't do no. I could not possibly do one. I couldn't do one of those when I was healthy, especially not a week removed from surgery. Well, over a week now. So yeah, Horseman. We got Bloodruth next, but Horseman is going to be our big focus for this month. We got some other cool things that we'll be doing and being released, be releasing over the course of the next couple of weeks. So be on the lookout for those. You'll probably see some ads. You'll probably see some cool things. Shout out, Master Swag King says he finished Gooding and he's reviewing it tonight. I love to hear that. Let us know what you think. Will Conrad, Mike Barron did a great job on that. Phenomenal job. All right. What else we got? Yeah, that's also true. I do have a stream with Chuck that we're doing tomorrow. We'll get that up sometime this morning. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna remind my team for tomorrow. Let me go ahead and post about that. So that'll be fun. Yeah, Michael's art on Bloodruth is killer, bros. It's man, again, just turned out to be a fan art contest winner, and here we are. Here we are. That's cool. Horseman will still be up for pre-order next week, so go grab that next week. Oh yeah, Chuck is OG, always has been. Correct. Horseman is a one shot. It is not necessarily number one of Horseman. That's why it's titled the way that it is with its subtitle. So similar to Gooding, it's more or less a one shot. That said, we have heard the response, and Chuck's already working on some follow ups. So we'll just stay tuned. Stay tuned. Because there again, this collection destroyed any expectations that I ever had. Like it was fucking. I was not anticipating that this was gonna do what it did. Whew. All right. What's been out making waves on X? Yeah, love to see that. Yeah, we like I said, I have a couple of other things that we will be rolling out, especially once I can get back upstairs and start filming again. But I do have some assets that you'll see rolling out, advertisements, and as well as some just cool little creative things that we've done. Um, just be on the lookout for that. Oh yeah, massive. All right, guys, we got less than 30 minutes, excuse me, left in the RippaZine collection. Let me share this out really quick. Oh, that's the wrong thing because I was about to post the Horseman link. That ain't right. RippaZine number 2. All right, perfect. Yeah, I mean that's the point, and I think another important part is to have a plan, right? Yeah, we can continue to do these trailers from time to time, but just like we've done with the comics, I would love for Rippaverse Studios to be have some level of what's the proper term that I would use, like impact as far as the independent animation is concerned. Would love that. It took us a little bit, but we wanted to find obviously the way to subsidize because it's not like a direct 1-1 like comics. Like comics, make the comic, produce the comic, sell it, bam, make money, get return. Not like that with animation or anything video wise. You do an animation is expensive. It requires definitely to the level that we want to do. Like I don't want to do anything half-assed, but to the level that we do things, and with our creativity, as far as our team, it takes dozens of people to do, and that requires money. Ain't cheap either to make something, especially in a longer format. But also, you got to sell it, right? Because traditionally, you look at people when this happens. This is why the mega corporations get involved. They're able to make a return off that stuff, or if they don't make a return, nobody cares. At least the creators will have got their money, and bam. It's not like that independent. You don't have that luxury, right? How they operate, not independents, like non-independents, like someone like has a pitch or something that they want to get picked up by a major studio, where the major studio is going to pay them out to produce this thing. Not so much with us. I don't want that. I want to keep this independent. So that means that our return is not going to be in some lump sum, or like that initially, and maybe some royalties on the back end, but it's going to be in the format of, for us, so I guess we think that it's going to be memberships. And that's how it wasn't always like that, right? It was like, okay, we had to find out if that's truly how we're going to subsidize. We want to have an animated universe that's an animated version of our universe, but doing that is a completely different trick. And we need to figure out how to do that. And that's kind of where we were at. And I think that we found a sweet spot at keeping it independent and making our memberships available to be what subsidizes those. Yes, there will be further opportunity in the future once we have an actual catalog. I could sell a Blu-ray, I could sell something in a physical copy, but at least we're starting to get a return initially, which is going to be required considering how much of an upfront investment it is going to be to try to do a damn animation that's long form. Okay. So I would love to make a big splash in that market, mainly because I know we have the team, and this is why the Horseman one is so top notch. I wanted to show you guys what we're capable of doing. Since we're talking about it, fuck it, let's watch it one more time. Let's check it out.
Who the hell is this guy? What's he want? Where's he come from? After every soldier I have with him and he kicks their ass. Outman. Outgunned. And he walks away clean. With my money. Now what are y'all gonna do about that?
Turn us loose, Tuna.
Let us do what we do.
So as y'all see, it's not like, hey, it's just a little rinky-dink guys did something that they tried to do for fun. Like, no, it's a legitimate animation. It looks like a legitimate animation. It's competitive with other Western animations, and that are that the major studios are doing. We know that we're capable of competing there and doing something that is comparable. Again, it was just finding out the creative way to fund it. And now we think we have it with our memberships. We're working on getting that ticker. That'll be something we'll be looking at into this upcoming week. And yeah, I think that we're going to be fine. But I would love to make a big splash, man. And that we knew that was going to be a sale. Obviously, we announced with Dean Cain being involved. But man, we put our heads together. Myself, Dre, some of the other guys, Rippaverse Studios. We're like, all right, bros, how are we going to do this? It got to come out with a bang. It has to. It can't just be, here's a cool little thing. They did an animation. No, it needs to be, they see this and be like, oh shit, these guys ain't playing around. That's the feeling that you got when you watched it. And we were confident that that was going to be the feeling that you got when we created it. And now it's a matter of, okay, let's make something longer form happen. How do we do that? Well, we use our memberships, and here we are. So we'll see what happens. But I would love to do something longer in format, and I think we're going to be able to do that. All right. In the meantime, hit up the Discord, Rippaverse. Yeah, we're there. Marcus Henry. Larry Park with a 2 says Gooding and Horseman crossing paths will be fun. That'd be interesting. Bloodworth is my fave, but I'm here for more Saoirse. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Making processing that video game. I'm taking it one thing at a time. Excuse me. Taking one thing at a time, but yeah, I already told y'all, in a perfect world, if we were firing on all cylinders, Rippaverse comics, Rippaverse animation, Rippaverse gaming, I wouldn't want to dab, and obviously merchandise surrounding all of that. Wouldn't want to dab in anything else. I would feel like I have made it in life, and I'm just going to be doing all of that. But again, another hurdle with that. Video games, making video games are expensive. Though, to be fair, I don't want to say the means of production because I don't want to sound like a fucking communist. But the means, just generally speaking, have become more affordable. And you're seeing a lot of indie developers able to do some crazy cool things. So who knows, man? Maybe that opportunity will be there. Absolutely. If we once we get ready to do the Gooding spoiler stream on the Rippaverse channel, Mike Barron for sure will be present. Some of that gets entertained in the upcoming Horseman. Well, at least you'll see kind of, I guess, it play out and how that looks in the upcoming Horseman book. Welcome to Flores Park. Yep, we got RippaZine stuff on the way. Preparing Jay's book. We have Jay. We have who else? Obviously, Yellow Flash. We got some other unannounced RippaZine stuff that we got kind of coming down the pipeline as well. We're getting there. Rippaverse game. Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, you have every reason to be. Brandon is a liar. He did come over here. He dropped some things off, such as the Horseman hat. But I was not doing anything. In fact, I didn't even move the entire time he was here. I was right here in this chair, hanging out. So I was not doing high knees. That is fake news. The fakest of news. So yeah, we have, by the way, 15 minutes left on the collection. Both collections, summer collection, as well as this collection that you're looking at here, which I'm trying to find a damn tab. Here it is. So yes, we have 15 minutes left. Again, guys, we got CGC copies that you can grab. You also have, well, they're right there. This is sold out. So sorry about you. But RippaZine issue number 2, collector's edition, signed and graded. You can get that still, and you can also get the base version. You can redeem that as part of your what do you call it? Membership. I'll be at SpaceCon. Yeah, by then I'll be walking around and stuff. I'll be fine. That's a month away. So yeah. But yeah, if I'd have had to be there in a wheelchair, then I just would have been there in a wheelchair. But no, I'll be good by then. Absolutely. 100%. She doesn't even like me like fucking hell lifting my leg up to get in the bed by myself. So if she saw me doing fucking high knees, yeah, she would have not been happy. I'm not there yet though. I quite literally couldn't do it because I'm on crutches, man. I am on crutches. We're working on that, CJ, for SpaceCon. Working on a schedule because we do have some of our fellow creators that are going to be out there. We got Theory's going to be hanging out. We got Nerdrotic Geeks and Gamers are going to be there. So we'll be working on scheduling to get y'all to come hang out with us. And we'll keep you posted. Yes, I have to do physical therapy every week, and I have like exercises I'm doing daily. Blood Root this year. It should launch this year. Martial arts should be launching this year. Bigger booth. Yeah, I think they know that. MegaCon knows that now. That booth that we had last year was not the move, or this past year was not the move. Yeah, we it's been crazy to watch some of that. Some of that stuff happened while I was recovering from surgery, but yeah, it's been crazy. A lot of books planned for next year. Oh man, dude, you hella books next year, man. Next year is gonna be crazy. But it'll be fun. It shall be fun. All right, 10 minutes left in this collection that we're looking at right here. 10 minutes left to get in on the RippaZine issue number 2. Some of these items will be moving to the store. However, 10 minutes, and now 9 minutes and 50 something seconds left. Go grab those. How many push-ups a day? I cap out at 300, but I'm out of shape. I couldn't tell you how many push-ups I can do right now. I can't do any right now. My hip wouldn't allow me to hold myself up like that. On my toes. Been a crazy big day for us because Horseman's selling like hotcakes. See where that's at. Where's Horseman at right now? Let me go check. Horseman is at 476,000, over 7,800 books sold. Next milestone is going to be 8,000 books sold for that. A 50 Canadian from Crafter says, when I look or hear Rippaverse, I'm wondering what the easiest route into the fandom is. But how well does anyone else get into any other fandom? Also, fan modding in games like Skyrim or easily modded games can be vectors for you. I mean, the easier route is to buy books and nerd out with the fandom for sure. You're early enough. I think that's a interesting part of the company or era that we're in, is that we're still only 2 years in, right? We're on year 3. So you're early enough. You got a little catalog now, but you're early enough to where, okay, if you want to go ahead and get caught up, you can. It's not going to be too overwhelming for you, though. The idea is to have it be comprehensive either way, but you can get in now and still be relatively, it's fresh. We're not, I won't consider us probably until like year 8 maybe, to where I'm like, oh, we really feel like we're in motion, right? All this stuff is just beginning stages. Just beginning stages. We're just getting started. 8 minutes left in this collection. By the way, any plan for Rippaverse clothing collection with Love Ice Summer Yara hoodie? Yeah, we're working on some stuff. Again, themed. Our first kind of merchandise theme collection, all merchandise collection. We did with the summer collection, and it worked out. So we sold over 1,200 items. So we would like to see it done, like definitely going into winter months. Get you guys maybe some more beanies, even though we do already have like the Alpha Core, or excuse me, the Ingrid Valdez beanie. Excuse me, you got the Alpha Core beanie, but you got the Ingrid Valdez crew neck sweatshirt. Just bought RippaZine. Shout out, appreciate y'all, man. I know what you meant. But yeah, I'm game for this. By the way, Crafter, that $50 ain't cheap. That's a lot of money. But yeah, we're always thinking of creative ways to kind of obviously expand, right? The readership is very important. I mean, it's one thing to just have people kind of show interest in it in other ways, but we want to make sure that we're expanding people that actually want to read our books. And we're always looking at creative ways to do that, because that's going to be very, very important going into the upcoming years with all the aspirations that we have. Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I'm game for doing something like that. Yeah, Rippaverse hoodie's comfortable, is it not? There's a dog here. Halloween. It's too late to obviously do that, but I wouldn't be against something like that if we really are killing it. I wouldn't be against something like that. Yeah, we saw that earlier. 475,000 for Horseman. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? But yeah, we got some stuff planned for all merchandise collections, seasonal collections, all that good stuff. That wrestling comic next year. I'm interested to see how that would do, though. Like, I introduced Larry Shungite, and I got plans for Larry Shungite, and I introduced him to really gauge interest. But there is a connection there, as you guys saw Lincoln's there. There's a connection, and I want to, but how that looks in comic format, in a comic that is specifically centered around the SSWL or Larry Shungite himself, I'm interested to see how that would do. Absolutely. Listen to the man. Listen to the man. We have quality shirts. All of our merchandise is. You never thought about? Yeah, I mean, we talked about this with Iconic, right? Iconic. Though we both obviously we admire each other from afar. I don't like talk to those guys every day. We say what's up to each other, but it's not like I just know them in and out. But we admire them in a different way they admire us. And one of the things that I admire out of them is their ability to enter into a market outside of the US and it like actually have a legitimate presence in it, right? Not to say that, obviously we ship worldwide. So we have a big presence in Canada and all that. But you're talking about going all over into Japan and you got Japanese folk cosplaying their characters and showing their enthusiasm through fan art. They have a true presence in Japan, bro. And that's admirable, bro. It's so admirable. And it's something that I think that yeah, it's just something to imagine from afar. It's really, really cool to see. Really cool. Theme clothes, like orange shirt. But yeah, that I have thought about it. I've seen some other of the major publishers do some cool things like that. I'm not against something cool like that, like a shirt in the like I don't know outfit of Yaira's uniform or something like that or costume. I'm not against that at all. Def down for Rippaverse manga, hell yeah. Yeah, Rippaverse socks in the winter would be clutch, huh? Reverse shoes. I don't know. We talked about those recently released orange and black Jordan 12s. A minute left in this collection. It is about to end. Actually, 45 seconds left in the collection. So go ahead and press purchase. Get those in. Damn, that crept up on me, huh? Holy shit. They're talking, having a good time. Next thing you know, the collection's about to end. 30 seconds. We hit over 180K. He's confirmed we hit over 180,000 in the pre-order collection. Thank you so much for that. And here we are, last 10 seconds of this collection, and bam! Thank you all so much for the continued support. 2 crazy successful collections that we've had. Almost 1,300 items sold for the summer collection. Over 30,000 bones made there. We also have almost 7,000 total books sold. 180,000, over 180,000 in total sales for RippaZine issue number to those orders are going out immediately. The team will be working hard this upcoming week to get those out to you all. Brandon's team is well-oiled machine, and they are getting things out. So be on the lookout for that RippaZine coming soon to a doorstep near you. Right now, going forward, however, we have the Horsemen, and that just started. It feels like it's been a little bit, but we just launched that damn thing Thursday. So we only 3-4 days into this damn thing. This upcoming week, we'll be rocking and rolling with some promotional material, starting with my dogs are growling if you hear them. Starting with some promotional material with Chuck Dixon and me and I. Tomorrow around 1 p.m. Central Time. I pay for the goods next week, not I get goods next week, not in 2 years. That's novel. That's true. You get them within the window that we said we would get them to you. And if there are any sort of challenges, we make sure we communicate that to you. When ISOM 3 comes out, will be the best time to sell shirts with ISOM colors. Hell yeah. Because we haven't done that yet. Other than like like I said, we have our ISOM shirts for sure. Okay, so tomorrow around 1 p.m. Central, Chuck Dixon and I will be streaming. So be on the lookout for that. I'll try to get that live sometime, probably in the morning. We'll see. So we got that ready to go. What else? Horseman, please continue to support that. Please, we appreciate that. We thank you for the support. I mean, it's almost at $500,000 fucking dollars. Didn't expect to make that on that collection. That's insane. So things are going very good for us here at the Rippaverse, man. And fuck, dude, what a position we're in. Mr. Peggerwood with 16 months says thanks for ISOM 1 or making the ISOM 1 signature series available. That is live. Those are the only two collections that are now live. It's the ISOM 1 signature series collection as well as the Horseman. So yeah, we had a lot of people ask about that. You guys have been communicating that with staff. They relayed that to me, and we figured, hey, okay, we have the reserve copies. Let's go ahead and just do some signature series stuff. So that's what we did. RippaZine is now in the store. Base, yes, you can get the base version. Still in the store for sure. No problem. All right, I'm gonna end the stream. I appreciate you guys' support. Tomorrow around 1 p.m., like I said, streaming on my channel, myself, with no forecast to say because I'm not in my office. But we are gonna do a stream with my man Chuck Dixon around 1 p.m. Central. And we're gonna talk Rippaverse. We're gonna talk Horseman. We're gonna talk all sorts of things. So be there or be a square. Damn it. I am leaving. I'm going to leave you guys with the Horseman trailer one last time. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me for these last couple of hours. Or a couple of hours and a half, I guess. Thank you all. Appreciate you bearing with me. Because I know I'm not 100% quite yet, but I'm getting there. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Watch this trailer. We'll be hollering at you tomorrow. Come holler at myself and Chuck, or Chuck and I. He'll be the highlight because he created this character in the Horseman. I'm out of here. Peace out.
Who the hell is this guy? What's he want? Where's he come from? After every soldier I have with him and he kicks their ass. Outman. Outgun. And he walks away clean. with my money. Now, what are y'all gonna do about that?
Turn us loose, Tuna.
Let us do what we do.